And we're on to the second part of this album, and things are about to get out of control. At least that's what the song says. That's what the title of the song is called. It's about to get out of the control. Now, will it though? I mean, if anything, so far of this album, it could quite possibly, yes. This is song number 7, Out of Control. Again, guys, we're just going to jump straight into this one. Don't forget to leave us a like on this video as well. Big, again, shout out to all the OGs and all the awesome people that are following this track by track. Much love to you guys. I really appreciate it. And let's just jump to this one. As always, we'll listen to the song. I'll give you my thoughts at the end, and then we'll do a track by track sort of like song review, and then obviously give my big album review sort of after the last song as a whole. So if that's what you're interested in, just to hear like what the album is like, then go and skip ahead to that. But for those, again, sticking around for the track by track, I appreciate you guys. All right, let's do this. Out of Control. Let's see how out of control we can get. Ooh, again, I always love it when the Sami hits those high notes, man. Probably like that. I can envision a lot of people being caught speeding listening to this song. Love it. I love that little Asami finish then. Oh, yeah, no, I really love this. Again, going back to what we were saying before a little bit. Like if you want like a distinctive sort of like Love Bites sound, kind of like what you want to. I think for a lot of people, myself included, but one of the reasons why I really like Love Bites is because they can have that sort of like 80s sort of like thrash / power metal feeling to them. But again, they can modernize it. And I feel like we're really lacking like a sort of band that has that like old school sort of like heavy metal riffing and kind of like bringing it into the modern era. There's so many bands that like if they want to sound like that, then usually you'll find that they'll stick to like all those riffs and all those sounds that they'll find in like the 80s. But it's just that. They just sound like a throwback to that. Where I never get that with Love Bites. Like you can hear the inspiration, but I never think, oh, that sounds like a throwback 80s band. It always feels modernized. It always feels like now. And I think Love Bites to me is probably one of the only bands. In fact, I'm going to say is the only band that I feel really pulls that off spectacularly. Can really take two different eras, slam it into one, and really deliver it, and it doesn't feel off either. You know, it's brilliant. I feel like this is going to satisfy a lot of like the older people, you know, the ones way before my time. Like I was a twinkle in my daddy's eye when those guys were rocking out. I mean, what a time the 80s were. I kind of hell, man, how did I miss the 80s, man? Jesus Christ, it was so fucking good bands. But anyway, you know, I feel like there's a lot of people that are going to come from this era of music and they're going to really love Bites because I feel like that's going to satisfy a certain itch for them that I feel like is really hard to get. And again, it's not about sounding 80s or sounding in that particular genre. It's about modernizing. It's about delivering something new. And I feel like in music as a whole, we kind of lose that a little bit. Like there's so many bands that want to like stay in their specific genre, and they're just like, oh, we're a 80s heavy metal band, and that, you know, they'll stay in that genre, or we're a 2000s new metal group and they'll stay in that genre, and they don't really branch out. There's not a lot of bands that I think have the balls or the skill or the songwriting ability to take something like that and again is to modernize it. I feel like that's the most incredibly hard thing to do is to take a renowned genre of any genre. It doesn't even matter if it's like thrash or heavy metal or whatever, to go back and to both sound not out of place back then if you played this, but also now. I feel like that's an incredible. I don't feel like that's talked about enough. You know, I feel like that's an incredibly hard thing to do. There is not many bands, very fucking few bands that are able to do that. You know, and you know, Love Bites is one of them. They do it so spectacularly well. It's that lovely mix between obviously like 80s thrash, 80s metal, coming into like modern sort of the Japanese twist and the Japanese songwriting, but also with Miyako's background as well. You can hear like the songwriting and the way that it's kind of like it's built up to be like in a more classical way as well, and I feel like that really helps them. I feel like a lot of bands, obviously, you know, a lot of youth when they start a band, it's all about the metal. It's the metal first. Obviously Miyako and Midori, you know, they were classically trained as well, and you can really tell that, and I think that lends into the songwriting ability of what they can do really well, because I feel like they understand the song structure on a fundamental level, like a raw level, and they build on that before they build on anything else. It's not just, oh, let's do 80s metal and then build from that. It's like, okay, how do we construct this song? How do the notes work together? How can we go from a verse to a chorus to a solo? How can it all bleed together well? And how do we do this in a constructive classical way? When you combine all those things, you get just prime, pristine Lovebites. And I feel like they're one of the very few bands that be able to do that. So, anyway, I'm harping on here a little bit too much, but I just really love the subtle nuances and the songwriting ability of the girls in these types of songs. I think it's brilliant. Out of Control. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, I'm not going to harp on too much, otherwise I'll be here for fucking 2 hours chatting about this album. And I want to try and keep these videos to 10-15 minutes so you guys can sort of watch along with me. Outstanding, but Out of Control. Was that Out of Control enough for you guys? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts and points? Again, I would really like to know if this is the first time you listen to the song as a whole. Are you listening to it with me? Again, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much as well for all those guys and girls doing the track by track. I appreciate you lot. So don't forget to leave a like, smash on this one. And we'll on to the next one, which is Wheels of Fire.